This is like 1970s dessert porn. They kind of spinning around on a turntable. It's like. Hi, I'm David Wright. I'm the 2017 Baking Industry Awards Baker of the Year, and today we're at Gozney and we're going to be cooking a peanut butter and jelly baked Alaska.
It's the craziest recipe in the history of recipes. I'm DJ BBQ and I'm David's sous chef and helper. You're gonna put ice cream in an oven, bro.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Good luck. Dave, what's a baked Alaska?
Baked Alaska is a celebration of the extreme temperatures you have in North America. So Alaska and Florida. So originally it was called an Alaska, Florida, and then the name changed to Baked Alaska. So what we've got here is our peanut butter sponge, and the first stage is to create the base. It's less about baking, it's more about architecture and insulation here. It's like we want to get as much insulation around the ice cream as possible, so when we put it in the oven, the ice cream stays frozen.
Cake is your insulation?
Yes, our base insulation, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you ready to slice the top?
Yep.
So that's...
Is that available to eat?
I mean, yeah, it's available to eat.
Okay, thanks.
If you're really greedy and can't wait for 10 seconds. Take a smell. How's that?
Well, I could have a taste if you let me. Oh, it's good, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Really good.
Okay.
You should bake more often.
So you should be able to get 2 out of the sponge, 12, and then pop it out nice and carefully. So what I need now is some hot jam. I need you to get this in the front of the oven, and we want that to just melt down.
Super liquid?
Don't overthink it. It just needs to start melting.
Right now we're sitting at about 450 Celsius. This thing's hotter than a goat's butt in a chili pepper patch.
It's pretty hot. You've got to keep your eye on that because we don't want it to burn. That's perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this jam, gonna spoon it on. So I want to try and max this out as much as possible. So as much peanut, as much jelly as possible. So we've got a peanut butter cup ice cream.
Wow.
Leave the container on because that's going to help us in a minute. I'm going to just ruin your sharp knife. Hope you don't mind.
Will there be any ice cream left over?
There'll be some.
Okay.
I've decided this is not enough jam.
Do you need me to heat any more jam up, or are we okay?
No, we want cold jam for this bit.
Because it's in ice cream.
Yeah. So you leave the container on because when you take this out, if you don't leave the container on, the whole thing falls apart.
Is that needed?
You can have that.
Thanks. Ice cream headache.
So what we need to do is, we've been messing around with these. You can see they're already starting to melt. We need to get these in the freezer. Just going to put them in a little tray, and we need to fill these holes with more jam, or as you would say, jelly.
Are those Reese's peanut butter cups in there?
Yep. Okay.
It's like my favorite peanut butter cup.
Please put this in the freezer.
You got it, bro dog.
The next stage we move on to is the one that puts most fear into home bakers' hearts. Well, I'm going to show you the easiest way to make meringue. You're going to love it.
I've never made a meringue.
So what we've got here, we've got a bain-marie set up. So just a pan with some hot water simmering away, not going too crazy. We've got a larger bowl which is going to sit on top, which isn't going to touch the water. We've got 5 egg whites, which come to 178 grams. So what you want to do is weigh the egg whites as you're putting them in the bowl.
You double it for the brown sugar or the white sugar if you're doing classic meringue.
Yeah, exactly. 356 grams of light brown sugar.
Do I just start stirring it?
Start stirring it.
Okay.
Combine it before we put it on. What we're making is a meringue syrup. You combine them so beautifully. You did such a good job.
Thanks, Dave.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to sit that on top, and we're stirring it through, dissolving those sugars. I prefer to use a spoon at this stage because I find if you use a whisk, then you start incorporating too much air in. Do you know how we test this?
How do you test this?
You just get your fingers and rub them together.
And what are you looking for?
No grains. We take this off the heat, One of the things you have to make sure you do is to wipe all of the moisture off the bottom of the bowl. The temperature of this sugar egg solution wants to be up at around 65, 70 degrees centigrade. See the back of the teaspoon, and you can see there are no sugar particles.
It's a cool little concoction you've done there.
It's gorgeous, it's fantastic. You know, if you've been using this mixer for making cake batter or whatever else, you need to make sure it's clean. I've got a great tip. I'm going to use a little bit of lemon. This can be that bit of lemon that's in your fridge that you think, I don't want to throw that away, but I need to put it somewhere and I don't have a use for it. This is the use for that lemon. You're just going to rub it around the inside of the bowl, leave it to sit for a minute. I want you to use this and just rub it all over the whisk as well. So now we just want to wipe off the residual with a paper towel. Don't use a tea towel. One has been using it to wipe one's greasy hands on, if we want to be non-specific. We're now going to put this into this beautiful mixer, and that's going to whisk this into a gorgeous, fluffy white meringue.
I love how you empower everything. Even though it's an inanimate object, you call it a beautiful mixer.
It's gorgeous. So let's do it. Let's mix the meringue up.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We're just going to start it on medium speed, and then we're going to take it up to a higher speed.
So slow in the beginning. It's got a good beat. 5 minutes of funk, 'cause this ain't no junk, so Dave's gonna pull his bottom off a tree stump. Lays real pretty, city, but now he's getting down to the nitty-gritty. From the bottom to the top, to the bottom. Dave's gonna rock him while he still got him.
You want to check to see if it's done. Take a little Mr. Bendy man. So that was about 5 minutes we're mixing this for. What you want to get is a nice strength to it, so you don't want it to be falling off the palette knife. If you blow it, it should hold up. I'm just going to give that about another 30 seconds. Here we go. Can you see that's got a bit more body to it? Now we're ready to pipe the meringue on the ice cream.
Pipe and meringue.
We've had our ice cream on our sponge back in the freezer for at least an hour. Ideally, you want it a couple of hours. You want it to be as cold as possible. We're going to put it on our baking parchment on this nice cold cast iron pan. Now what we're going to do is we're going to supercharge it with more peanut. So we've got peanut butter and we've got some roasted salted peanuts.
Nice.
And we need to work quite quickly. So I'm going to start.
Quit talking and do it, man. Nutty goodness. So this is smooth peanut butter, right?
You want smooth peanut butter, room temperature.
All textures. You're working
All
the
textures.
textures. This is why my kids like you better than me. Well, you giving them sweet stuff.
What we need is a really good seal on that.
You don't leave it like that with like the kind of piping marks. You want to smooth it.
Well, I'm going to put some more on in a second.
So you're doing more insulation.
Yeah, we want to build up those layers of insulation.
Okay.
I don't want to take any risks.
Okay, you are 350 on that side.
Great.
400 on that side, so be careful. It smells insane in there. It smells so good.
Okay. How are we looking?
You're a genius, bro.
Should we get that on a plate and cut it open and eat it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to cut into this thing, but I know we have to because the ice cream will melt because it did go into a hot oven at 350 degrees. The recipe for this bad boy, it's on the description box below. All the information you need if you miss anything when you watch the video. Or just watch the video again. He's lovely to look at, you know? Okay. Oh. Did the angels just sing when I did that?
So. Is the ice cream cold? That's what I want to know.
Ice cream's still cold, dude.
That's it.
Ready? Oh my God.
This is just hitting all of the points. It's the textures are amazing. There's the peanut butter cup, crunchy chocolate, soft sponge, the smooth cold ice cream. There's a cream and meringue on the inside, and then on the outside it's like toasted marshmallow. It's gorgeous.
But it's so silky smooth, you know? I just can't believe the ice cream didn't melt. Well done, Dave. I watched Wayne's World the other day. Not worthy. You're like my Aerosmith, and I don't want to touch a thing but this thing.
Kids make the best bakers because they don't have any inhibitions. They're just like, oh yeah, let's just do this. They're not scared of it. I think grown-ups are scared of it. And I think that's the biggest barrier to baking. You have to go for it.
Are you nervous? Because you're an adult, you know?
I'm a grown-up. I'm a grown-up and I'm slightly nervous.
Okay.
My name's
That's good.
David.
My name's David.
My name's David. I'm a grown-up. I'm slightly nervous.
So this is basically bringing the sugars so they kind of work their way and they're not like all granulated. They're gonna start to kind of melt.
Two become one.
Spice Girls, man. We can't afford the song, so don't sing it.